weed on set or alcohol is such a bad idea. I've seen it go
Yeah.
wrong so many times, and I'd be like,
You can go
come
from
on now,
0 to a
y'all.
100
This is
real quick.
common sense. You
Right,
don't do
right.
that. That lead girl who was your girl at first,
Now she's
then
drunk.
she drunk.
She's
Yeah.
high.
She didn't
Sloppy.
fail or something. Yeah,
Basically
right.
throwing up, like all kind of stuff.
You are now locked into the Point Makers podcast with the Davis brothers, Darren and Demetrius. Now, let's get into it.
Rest in peace, Belsky. Yo, what's good in the hood, everybody? It's another episode of the Point Makers podcast with the Davis brothers, Darren.
Demetrius.
And tonight, we welcome to the Point Makers podcast a special guest. This is a beautiful young lady that we've had the pleasure of working with on numerous occasions. She is not just a video vixen, she's an accomplished model. Her beauty and professionalism has landed her on the covers of numerous magazines and commercial ads from coast to coast. Let us introduce to you the lovely and gifted Miss Quania Jones.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Why don't you please tell the viewers a little bit more about yourself?
Okay, well, my name is Quania Jones. I go by Quania Love Jones. And I'm a model, influencer. I have some acting background. And yeah, former dancer, hip hop. But yeah, that's a little about me. Writer.
Yeah. We
All
had you
of
in a
that.
couple of
Yeah.
videos.
About 2 videos?
Yeah,
Music
2 videos.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it was fun.
Starting from what, 2020, huh? That was 20, the first one.
Oh yeah,
Damn,
I guess
huh?
it was.
That was yeah.
5 years is a little bit of time, huh?
Yeah.
The last one was a little bit more recent, maybe 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both pretty
That's the
successful
trip. Yeah.
projects.
Yeah, definitely. Both fun.
We got them on our page, though, so you can view them if you want to.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's something that's why we asked you to be here, because you always, when we called you, you were on point. Even like the first time when I contacted you, I went through an agency and you had a manager. I think the manager connected us or something like that. And she was so she was so on point. You had brought was that your cousin?
Yeah.
And then she had other women that we could have used, but we didn't really need before. So her and her cousin was 2, and then I had already booked 2 other people. So we had enough. But she gave me a whole list. It was like maybe 6 other females.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's important. Because a lot of women who do the same things you do.
Yeah.
Probably on a different scale or whatnot, either higher scale, lower scale, same or whatever. They really not as professional. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do know about that. Yeah, a lot of them don't have a lot of professionalism to them and stuff like that. So yeah, we do appreciate you to be very professional with your art.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. So what was it like growing up? Where were you from first? Where you from?
Well, I'm from the Bay Area. I moved around quite a bit. So I lived in San Francisco. I lived in Oakland, South Central.
South
LA?
Central?
Yep.
Oh, wow. You was down there banging, huh?
Yeah. Hayward. Yep.
You
Union
traveled a lot.
City. So I've moved around.
All
quite a
up and down
bit.
Cali, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Definitely.
Yeah. So what was life like growing up, in some of these places that you lived?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I got to experience both the hood and the suburbs.
Yeah,
So
South
I
Central
really
is most definitely the hood. Yeah.
I got a blend going on.
I don't know what part of San Francisco, Oakland, or Hayward you stay in, but most of South Central is the hood.
Yeah, for Oakland, West Oakland, and then San Francisco, Fillmore, and the Mission. So yeah.
Kind of hoodish.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Fillmore for sure is the hood.
But it builds character.
It does. Yeah, no, I'm not ashamed at all. I love where I grew up, it's all a part of who I am.
Yeah.
And I needed all that to become me. So it's okay. Yeah.
That is true.
Yes.
So what are your fond memories of these places? I mean, give us some good stories,
Let me see. Fond memories.
Yeah.
Well, I did have a big culture shock when I went to Tennyson High School in Hayward.
Okay.
And that was more like a ghetto school. It's not a rich school, none of that.
Uh-huh.
But I went from there that
Hayward do got some ghetto shit to
y
him though. It do.
yeah,
People think
it's
Hayward is all
yeah.
nice, but nah, Hayward got a little bit of
Not all
ghetto
of
to
it.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I used to
Yeah.
stay in San Leandro, so I know how Hayward is. Yeah.
Yeah, in Tennessee, high school is pretty popular.
Mhm.
But during the time that I went to high school, yeah, that was not the school to be going to. But anyway, uh, I went from there to go to James Logan,
Mhm.
which is
Okay, yeah.
a
Union
much
City.
wealthier school. Yeah,
Yeah, Union
it's
City.
completely different in the suburbs. So it's just like two different worlds.
So it's night and day, huh?
Completely. That school was as big as a college, which was not something that I was used to. I'm
Right,
used to a
right.
small school that barely
Yeah,
had
that's kind of
anybody.
strange because Union
So
City is not a real big city to have a big high
yeah.
school like that. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
they yeah,
strange.
exactly.
Because they only have two,
Interesting.
right?
I think that's it. Honestly, I think
There's
so.
Logan
I
and
think
They
it's
might got
just
what
some
is
type
another
of.
American or something like
I
that?
don't know. They
oh,
might got
I
a
think that's
Catholic school down
Fremont.
there.
I
Oh,
think it's
okay.
Fremont
Oh, okay.
American. I think. Don't quote me, but I think.
Okay.
But yeah, so that was quite an experience for me. So I had to, because I was a dancer.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to my training basically at Tennessee
Mm-hmm.
did not add up to the training at Logan because those kids had a lot of money.
Uh-huh.
So they had all the professional
Yeah, they probably took a lot of
experience. Oh
classes and
yes,
yeah,
they was like
stuff like
little
that.
kid
Yeah.
and stuff, and the training I had there was just wasn't up to par. So excuse me for a second.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I had to work really, really, really hard. I mean, they see the talent still there, but I had to work very, very hard
Mm-hmm.
just to be able to be on the advanced team like I was at the other school.
Right.
So, yeah, but they still believed in me enough to give me a chance, to go ahead and do those intensive programs so that I could actually, qualify.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so it worked out. It just was real hard,
So
extremely.
were the dances extremely different
Oh,
from one
yeah.
high school to the
Yeah, they
because I know
Yeah.
they
probably.
probably had a different
Yeah, one probably
different tolerance,
did
huh?
Oh,
ballet
yeah,
and all type of stuff like
exactly.
that. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
The other one probably
exactly.
did more street dancing.
Yes, exactly. So
Mhm.
thank you. Yep, because
Yeah.
Tennessee was more like hip hop
Mm-hmm.
and like
Mhm.
Latin dance,
Right.
mostly. A little bit of jazz, but not really. Now, the other school, it was like everything. You needed to learn everything:
Mhm.
ballet, modern, jazz, belly dance, everything, tap dance. I had to take so many classes. It
Oh,
was
for real?
insane. Yes, and it was
Huh.
hard. I hurt myself so much.
Oh
I
man.
had so many injuries, it's ridiculous.
Dang.
Like a
From
sports injuries,
dance,
huh?
Yeah.
exactly. So it's the
Right.
same thing, but it come with the territory. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I worked really hard. I worked hard, but I was on those advanced teams. So
Was that a school of the arts of sorts or something?
no, but
No.
I actually I wanted to go to the School of the Arts. There was one in San
Mhm.
Francisco,
You know what?
and
I used to go there when it
Oh,
was
you
a
did?
you
different high school. It was
did?
called
Yeah.
McAteer High
Oh,
School
that
back when
is
I.
So that still
okay,
was School
Yeah.
of
okay,
Arts?
okay.
Soda,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, so
Okay.
yep,
I thought they shut
yep.
that school down though.
I think
They
it's something
didn't?
else now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I have no
It might
idea.
be something else now.
It probably was
Yeah,
when she went there. But it was McAteer and then it was School of the Arts too
Mm-hmm.
though, right? Yeah.
yeah,
It well, you know, you
yeah.
know what though was funny?
Uh-huh, yeah.
McAteer was supposed to be a school of the arts.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying. That's
yeah.
what
It was
McAteer said.
McAteer.
Yeah,
While I was
it
there,
said McAteer School of
yeah,
Yeah.
Arts
school of
on
the
there.
arts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
supposed to be,
'Cause I
and
think I heard of
and
that too.
because you know what drew me
Yeah.
to it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you remember because you're a little younger than me,
You
but
haven't told
there
me.
was a show called Fame.
Yes.
And
That's
they
a
had
classic.
dancers, singers, musicians, and everything in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And
Yes.
later on, Fame started introducing rappers into it.
Uh-huh.
Because it was originally a movie with Irene Cara in it, and it was really
Yeah.
like a dance musical type of thing. So
Yes.
I
Then they
was
made it
like,
Yes.
into like a mini series.
right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right. So that's when I first started trying to be into rap music. So I was like,
Yeah.
man, I'm gonna go to school of the arts, and and
Definitely.
I ain't never took nan art
Nah,
class.
cause was it really a School of the Arts
Yeah,
though?
yeah, it really was.
Cause I only went there for a brief moment, so
Yeah,
I,
it was
Yeah.
really there. You know, in the rotunda, right? You know, it was the tennis courts where, all right, say if you stand at the rotunda facing upward, like you're going back to the street,
yeah.
to the left is the
Okay,
gym
yeah,
and
I
the
know what you're
tennis
talking
courts.
about. Yeah.
That big building that's in the middle,
Yeah.
that was the School of the Arts. That's
But
the
people
art,
really
well, the
went
auditorium,
there.
basically, huh?
Really went there for School of the Arts.
Some people, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah, I wanted to. Well, I just found out a little late, but I I caught an audition, but it wasn't the right audition for where I was at in my dance career because it was for ballet and more advanced like point. So basically, here I was like a hip hop dancer trying to make it happen with a ballet audition, but
Right.
only having like beginner skills at that time. So it didn't work out because I missed the hip hop day, unfortunately. So yeah, I just had to carry on things at Logan.
So that was School of the Arts that you auditioned for?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
okay.
was. It was. But like sometimes we got like, a different path, and that's okay too.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
As long as you get to where you're going,
Exactly.
So
yeah.
what made you want to take dance? Did you have any people that inspired you to want to become a dancer or something like that?
Yeah, so I had some older cousins
Okay.
also from San Francisco, and they used to perform at something called Juneteenth.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, we
Yes,
familiar with
yeah, so
Juneteenth.
they perform every year
What were
after
their names?
Juneteenth. My older cousin, she went by Sneaky, or she goes by Sneaky. Her name is Shakria.
Okay.
But her and her crew, she was a rapper.
Mhm.
So she rapped, and then they would all dance to and perform in the Juneteenth like every year. And
So what did you used to watch them do their dance
yeah,
moves and
I
their
did.
steps?
And I
Yeah.
wanted to participate, but I was always too young.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah, I
the
was always
girls used to
getting
be
that. I was too
outside
young.
doing their dance moves and stepping or
Uh-huh.
whatever they wanted to call it, practicing
Yeah.
very, very hard all day, every day, then twice on Sundays. Yeah, we used to see
Uh-huh.
that a lot. Yeah.
Yes,
So
definitely.
you watched them and then you wanted to
I
pattern yourself
did.
behind them?
Yeah, because I liked the movement. And I used to also watch a lot of music videos as a kid. But thanks to my mom, 'cause she loved music, so she always had the, like, tapes, and they had all the cool videos on the tapes.
Oh, on the videotapes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I would watch them,
I remember
and I was just
videotapes.
fascinated.
Long time ago.
Yes, I
Yeah.
loved, Michael Jackson video, "The Way You Make Me Feel."
Oh,
That
yeah.
girl with the red dress,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know, I was just always so fascinated. I was like, "Wow, I want to be like that. I wanna be like her," So all those different things, like, just helped me to kind of find a love for the arts. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what got you into modeling? How did you?
So modeling so funny, this is also that same cousin, last minute invited me to participate in a fashion show, and I was about 12 years old,
Mhm.
and, like, I didn't have no knowledge too much of it, whatsoever, but I went, sounded cool, so I went, and when I got on the stage, I was just so amazed by the way that it made me feel.
Mhm.
I was like, "Wow, I've never felt this before," but it's like overwhelming, but in such a good, positive way, and it's
Right.
like it's your world, and I just fell in love with that. I did never I didn't wanna stop, I just wanted some more,
Mhm.
wanted to experience more, so that's what did it for me.
Yeah, because excuse me. Yeah, because like I said, we did a couple of projects together,
Yeah.
and the camera, you seem to work well with the camera. Some people you could see the
Yeah, they camera shy.
not even camera shy though, bro, but
Right.
like the exerted effort they put into being in front of the camera, like it's not a natural
Yeah, okay, yeah.
mix.
I
You
see what
know,
you're
you,
saying,
you
yeah.
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
I
some
They
do.
people,
probably trying to put too much on it.
right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if y'all
Because
ever
the camera
watched,
is on them.
right? You ever watched a
Yeah.
movie with? I'm be kind of funny here, but it's the truth.
Okay.
Especially with rappers when they first start acting
Yeah.
and they act too
Yeah.
hard because they're
Yeah.
probably a gangster rapper or something, and they got a role that ain't gangster as hell. It's not a gangster role, but they still like, "Ah," you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
And
see that, yeah.
you like,
A lot of
take a little
times.
Yeah.
bit off of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
But with you, like I said, the way you came in, especially the first time I met you when you came in 2020 on the video for Pull Up. Um, like you had everything laid out and like already knew before because we hadn't rehearsed nothing. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And we had just gave you the address and the time, and y'all showed up, and we didn't rehearse anything. But
Yeah.
to tell the truth, you ladies made that video the success that it was
Oh, what great.
because
That means a lot.
the other guys that was in it,
Yeah.
they didn't plan it well. So I
To
had to
say the
do all the
least.
plan right to say
Yeah.
the
To say
we
the
ain't gonna
least.
we ain't gonna go
No, we
there,
ain't gonna
but
elaborate
Yeah.
on that right
but,
now.
but
We
they
all know
didn't
what
plan
happened.
it, and it was
Yeah.
funny, right? Because I don't know if you remember this though,
Uh-huh.
but there was one guy in the video that said he didn't need the ladies in the video. Because you
Oh,
think about it, it was
yeah, that
three of
does
us,
sound
right?
familiar.
It was three of
Yeah.
Yeah,
us, right? So
I was
you
in that
guys
Yeah.
one.
were in the first guy that rapped his first verse. Y'all was
Yeah.
mainly in that one, and then we sprinkled it in mine as well. But the
Yeah.
last dude, remember, he had the
Yeah.
little his stepdaughter or something with him in there. But y'all didn't know what was going on, and I didn't want to say nothing at the time. But his
Yeah.
wife was there, right? And so
Oh,
once she gave him the
gosh.
okay,
Oh, you never knew that, huh?
so
Not to
once
this
she
day, huh?
gave him the okay, because
Oh,
she
yeah.
watched the
Yeah,
whole
because I
filming,
think to her
Right.
it might have looked a little bit dry,
right?
but his scene was just with that one was stepdaughter, I think that's who it was,
Yeah.
and it didn't look appropriate. So then she suggested that y'all be in the video with him then.
And
Yeah.
y'all had already changed
Yeah, and
to
was ready to go.
leave.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, well, man, well, can they stay? I said, well, and I talked to you. You was like, well, we already dressed to go. So I told him, I said, well, I already paid them. I paid all of them. So you got to
Yeah.
pay them to stay. And then you gave them a good deal for y'all to stay, and it worked out. But,
Yeah.
but like this goes back to your readiness for everything. It was like, like for real, that was
Yeah, because
really
they
like
was ready to
comfortable for
go.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah,
Like we
remember
didn't
most
have to
that.
sit
certainly.
there and like, okay, well, y'all, even you had the suggestions. You did a lot of the photos for it and then sent them to me and all of that. And everything worked out fine. That's why, like I say, like if I need, you're gonna be the first person I usually call because I can rely
Yeah.
on you.
Thank you.
You
I
know what I'm saying?
appreciate that.
And it's
Yeah.
always professional. You ain't coming in there with this holier than thou or I'm better than you attitude. You
Oh,
come in,
yeah.
you handle your business, and you say what it is. Okay, I need X amount of dollars to do this. This is how long we gonna stay. This is what we're gonna do, and
Yeah.
you stay true to your word.
Yeah.
And
That
that's
means a lot.
something. Yeah, it does. It's
Yeah.
it's admirable.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
is.
I
You know.
appreciate
Yeah, that's
that.
a rarity in this business. Everybody don't
Yeah.
come prepared. Everybody's not real professional.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I understand.
yeah. I
Definitely
done
had
seen a
some
lot, so
experiences.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
hear you.
it's we done seen some disasters.
Yeah, and I don't think
Me
I'm done
too.
seeing them either. So like keep my eyes open, my antennas up, because it might happen again.
Yes.
Yeah, most definitely.
I get it.
Okay, so
Definitely too.
what are some of your best known projects or your achievements? Some things that you're most proud of.
Well, one of them was being featured in Vogue Italia.
Okay, that's
That
cool.
was a big deal for me, and it was a trip because it was at a point in my career for modeling where I actually had gained weight. 'Cause I used to be really, really skinny,
Okay,
and I
you
was
say
like,
really, really
"What?"
skinny.
And now all of a sudden I get a feature. This is so cool,
Right.
and it said a lot, like just period, it's not always just about that, with
Mm,
the fashion industry because
Hmm.
it can be really intense, you
Right. Yeah.
know?
So I hear. Yeah.
mm,
Yeah, so I was very grateful for that. So that's one of them, and I would say another one is, for my influencer work, working with Alaska Airlines.
Hmm.
Man, I don't worked on some real cool stuff with them,
Do you get
and
commercials with them?
no,
No,
no
no commercials.
commercials, but just basically I would come in to get content and film
Okay.
and take pictures,
Hmm.
of the experience while promoting their brand. And so one cool thing was we went to New York
Hmm.
and it was like the holiday season and
Yeah,
New
snowing.
York, yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
do it up. Like
Yeah, that's what
it's
everybody, well, not everybody, but a
yeah.
lot of people tell me I would want to see New
Uh-huh.
York around the holidays. I've been to New York
Yes.
before though, but not
Yes.
around the holidays,
It's
so it's a lot
so
different.
magical.
Yeah.
It is. I highly recommend it. Like, you will really go back to your childhood.
Really?
You really
So what,
will.
what what did you see? What did you?
I mean,
Was it
seeing the
Christmas time
carriage
or Thanksgiving time?
Christmas, near
Okay.
Christmas, because it was right after Thanksgiving, so just kinda, December-ish,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and you would see, like, it was, like, winter, we were at the ice skating rink, they had, like, the hot cocoa, and then even down the street, like, in Manhattan, you could see they had it was like a sleigh
Hmm.
ride that
Okay.
Oh,
you could
really?
participate. Yes.
Was it
Yep.
snowing
You can ride in a sleigh ride.
in the snow?
Actually, I don't think it was snowing.
But just
But it was on the
cold.
It
ground
was
though.
really
Yeah, I know it's
cold.
cold.
It was freezing, but it was so fun. Everything we was doing was so fun that it was like you didn't even care. You just run into like one of the businesses and
Uh-huh.
just warm up right quick and then get ready, go back out there.
Oh wow.
But it was exciting.
Right.
That was a really cool experience. Like, and we were in their really big Nordstrom,
Mhm.
and they had a black Santa Claus, which was really dope. Really dope. I would have never expected to see that in Nordstrom, but I mean,
Yeah, they
I
gotta
thought it
cater
was
to us. That's
great.
cool.
I
I like
thought,
that.
and they had it snowing in the store.
Oh, for real?
Yes. So
Oh,
it
wow.
was a different
So they had
kind
the
of
little
shopping
machine in there?
experience. Guess so. I didn't see it, but it just like at a certain time, the snow just come down. It was
Oh.
so cool. And the Black Santa Claus and the whole like crew, the
Uh-huh.
elves and all of that.
Mhm.
It was a vibe. It really gave you that home like holiday feeling.
Right, right.
Did you post that on
Definitely.
your Instagram?
I did. I
I must
did
have
a
missed
while
that because I
back.
be seeing all type of stuff you do all the time. So I must have missed that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a
When
while
was it?
back.
Oh, a
Oh,
while back.
years ago?
It
Okay.
was a few years ago, like
Okay.
maybe 2 years ago. Not too
Nah,
long.
I might
Not
have
too
missed
Hold on,
most
long.
of it.
what color did you have on?
Red, and I had on a red furry hat.
Oh, I saw that.
Okay, yeah,
I saw that.
okay, now you bring it back. I
Yes,
Yeah,
might
I
have
saw
did see
that.
yes,
that
I
though.
did. I do
yes.
remember that.
Yeah, because you be
Yeah.
doing so much stuff. I see you on Instagram all the time. So
Thank
you're
you.
welcome.
Yeah, that one was definitely a highlight, and I got to bring my sister with me,
Mhm.
and we started with a private plane ride,
Oh,
Whoa.
really?
which was cool.
Very,
Yes, and I
yeah.
had never done
No, I
that
never did
before.
that
That
either.
Really?
little old me, like, yes,
Yeah,
and
see?
that was really,
I
really
don't know. I'm
cool.
kind of like, leery on that. Them planes
I
kind of
I
smaller.
know
I
with
don't know. They
everything
don't be,
happening nowadays, but
yeah,
it was before
the
all that was
professional
happening.
pilots. Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean though.
Yeah.
I do. But like that we did a TikTok, a
Mhm.
group TikTok, because there was a few other influencers with us
Mhm.
too.
Okay.
Like it was maybe about 10 of us or some 10, 11. And we did a really dope TikTok
Yeah, I know.
on the plane. So
Oh, really?
that was really
I'm like,
cool.
no, I know I
Yeah.
didn't see that one. I would have remembered that for
That one I
sure.
think I posted as like a brief story. I don't think I added it into the
Uh-huh.
reel, but
Okay.
those were some cool experiences that you don't get every day.
Right.
And like I say, like being from both backgrounds like that meant a lot. That
Yeah.
was dope.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it
It
sounds
was.
very
It
Yeah, that
nice.
sounds
was.
Yeah.
fun as hell.
It
You know?
was. And to bring my
Just the
sister.
experience was
Yeah, because
everything, huh?
Yes,
we done
right,
been in New York,
right.
so all them big buildings, Macy's is
Yeah.
humongous. It's
Yeah,
Yes.
we
Christmas
went, I
time.
believe it was Easter,
Yes.
Yeah,
spring
we was
break.
down there Easter,
Oh,
but
Spring break.
I'm sure it was
spring break.
nice too. I heard summer is great.
This was a long time when we went just to shop, really, because
Yeah.
That's fun
this was
though.
back in the day when like
Yeah.
Run DMC and all of them was,
Yeah.
so we wanted to get out there and get the leather Adidas
Oh
sweatsuits and
yeah, why
Try to
not?
cut
yeah,
people in half
Yeah,
at the time.
yeah.
definitely.
And then do you remember the double goose coats? They were
Double,
the
triple
ones with the
gooses.
collar, not the fur on
Ooh,
the hood, but the fur around the collar. They
on the
wear them like they
collar.
wear them
See, I
again
think
now.
so. I think I know what
They're
you're talking
like
Yeah,
about.
they
they're
was
I
leather.
think
double fat
so.
and triple
Yeah, they're
fat
leather and
gooses.
they're like quilted coats and they had goose
Yes,
down in
I
them.
do remember what you're
Yeah.
talking about. I like those.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll never forget.
Yep.
We was down there. We was like, "Oh, these are nice, right?" Those coats were only $100,
Yeah,
right?
now they about like 500, 600. Something like that.
No,
Oof.
they was like 400 when we got back to Cali. Like, 'cause remember, they didn't come out. The jackets didn't come out until, which was weird, but they didn't
Yeah.
come out until late in the summer.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow. Oh yeah, that is
And
weird.
I do
it was
Yeah.
hot
remember
as
that.
hell. And these coats were
Yeah, they
heavy.
got the goose
Yeah.
feathers in the liners,
Right.
so it's gonna
And
keep
it's
you
leather,
Yeah.
it's
extremely warm.
leather and
Warm.
and we brought those back, and everybody was feeling. Where you get those? Oh,
I'm
New
sure.
York.
Yeah. And then remember, you could take the collar
Yeah,
off,
you
the
could take
fur.
the
Yeah,
collar off.
you could do that
That's
too.
so cool. That's
So
fine.
New York does. Yeah, well, like I said, we ain't been there in a
Yeah.
long time, but it is different experiences.
Mm.
For
San Francisco
sure.
kind of tries to imitate New
I
York in a
Kinda way,
know.
way,
yeah.
but they
Yeah.
just
It just
I
yeah,
don't
I
know.
don't think it's
don't
big
hit.
enough.
I watch
Nah.
the Thanksgiving Day parade every year before football, so I'll be seeing what it look like on Thanksgiving. But
Yeah,
people done told me that been there for Christmas, that's like you want to experience Christmas time in New York.
for
I don't know.
sure. I highly recommend.
Have you
Yeah.
ever been abroad and did anything like
Oh,
overseas or?
well, not too much. Yeah, more so just to experience it on vacation, but
Not
not
working really.
yeah, not for working.
Mm.
Oh,
No,
okay.
but I love Mexico.
But see, you make everything look like you working.
Mm.
Every picture you take, it look like
Oh,
it's
you
just
know what?
model-esque
Actually,
and yeah.
yeah, when I do go somewhere, I will see if anybody, any brands want to work with me and
Oh,
like
really?
send like some clothes or something, and
Mhm,
then I could do that work. I could do
mhm.
the influencer work,
How do you
while
go
I'm
about
there.
doing that?
So, well,
I mean, don't give up all
you
your
just kinda
secrets,
just
but you
have
know.
to send pictures, I'm a part of a lot of marketing agencies,
Uh-huh.
and that's where you can apply to stuff, or they could
Mm.
just reach out to you if they wanna hire you, Either one.
Oh, like that's how I found you.
Yeah, so
Come to
it's
think
like
Oh,
of it, yeah.
marketing
yeah,
agency.
they got
Uh-huh.
a lot of marketing agencies, and then there's yeah, or just sending pictures on your own,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of like you had like a media kit, and like you show them like your resume, like
Right,
Your
right.
and like
portfolio.
say,
Yeah.
hey, I'm going to be in this place, would you like to collaborate on something, like, or I got these packages going on, and then like you just negotiate and agree on something, and there you go. You got a
Oh, okay.
deal so that you can take with you on vacation.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like a
Yeah.
working vacation.
Yeah, kinda like,
Mm-hmm.
but just, like, more chill, cause it's like, you're already gonna take some pictures
Yeah, you're
already.
gonna do
You're
that
gonna do that.
regardless. So yeah.
Everybody does
Right,
that.
right,
So
Yeah.
it's like, if you can make some coins,
right,
why
right.
not?
Is it grueling work or is it kind of like do you have fun doing it or
I have fun usually doing it. Like, I have worked with, like, probably 2 brands out of the hundreds that I've worked with
mm-hmm.
that got on my nerves.
uh,
Oh, okay.
But,
Got on your nerves.
yeah, but
Mm.
it's not a normal thing to happen. Normally, people, like, they they are excited too,
mm-hmm.
and, like, you're on the same page, and
Mm-hmm.
you both wanna see this happen and
Mm.
see it be a success. So, it's not usually grueling, but, yeah, occasionally it can be. It just depends.
Right. You
Yeah.
get those probably those photographers that's really picky and
Um, well, and see, that's the thing. With the influencer work, I've been able to avoid a lot of that because I
ah.
can take my own pictures.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you could
Yep.
do that and then send
I
them to
just
them.
do it myself.
So that's a
Yep.
luxury, huh?
It show is. Ooh, Lord knows, because I'd have been through a lot
Mm-hmm.
with the modeling and for so many years
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. So to be able to take your own pictures and have your own creative
Right,
control, have the pictures when you want to have them
right,
and
right,
have them look the way you want them to look,
right.
it's like way different. It's
Yeah,
it's way better.
right.
Ease your mind. And so I definitely appreciate that for sure.
So you do
Yeah.
photography too, huh? I mean
Oh,
your own
well, yeah,
Yeah, she
yeah,
photography.
said she
yep,
take her own
yep, I
pictures.
Yeah,
sure
because
do.
remember the pictures that she sent us from the first video shoot was like, damn.
Yeah.
And you did that on your phone, huh?
I did, yeah. I be doing that on my phone.
See, you're multi-talented.
Thank you, I
Yeah, you
appreciate
are.
it. I've been working
Cause those
hard.
did you know? I'm gonna tell you something else funny. You know what I'm about to say.
Nah, I don't, but
Yes, you do.
no what?
Do you know the pictures that you sent, right?
Uh-huh.
We woke up the next morning. The
Yeah,
next morning.
Oh, yeah, I
yeah.
know now.
Because I sent them to everybody, right?
Uh-huh.
We woke up the next morning. Why me and him was cut out the pictures?
Oh, no. What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
I
why
didn't
when you
cut you
came to
guys
do
out.
no, we know you did because you sent me the
No,
Oh.
you did. You
original.
sent to
Oh,
yeah.
No, you
okay.
sent me the original. I sent it to
Oh.
somebody else. Woke up in the morning to look
And
on
they cut
Facebook
Oh,
us
and we
out.
no.
and Instagram and we cut out the pictures.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
not nice.
that's why.
Nah, not really. I
Yeah,
mean, it ain't cool because it's our project, and for y'all to
Yeah.
crop us out our own project,
right.
Yeah.
kind of like disrespectful
And
in a
see,
sense.
and
Yeah,
that's
that's
what that's
true.
the next question, right? Because it's difficult working with other people, and I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
a woman, like yourself, or whatever.
Yeah.
You've experienced probably a whole bunch of BS
Oh, yeah.
dealing with other women, like the issue with the other dudes, right? It was a trip because I'm serious. This was the first video that they were
Yeah.
ever in. Me and
Uh-huh.
my brother, we
Yeah,
did
we
a
done did
couple
a
of videos
few,
here and there,
so
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it
wasn't
wasn't
my
really
first rodeo.
right. It wasn't really
Like,
nothing
yeah,
to us but business. It was okay
Yeah.
because a lot of rappers don't understand your music video is just really your personal commercial.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
basically.
It's to give
yeah.
your audience, your viewers, a visual of
Right.
you, whatever you rapping about, whatever your brand is, whatever your persona on stage persona is supposed to be. That's what you're showing in the video.
Right,
Now
right.
these guys woke up and it was like for real. They was like, yeah, we looked good at like they. I mean, and they had never been in nothing but act like you have.
Yeah, but
You
Oh,
some
know what I'm
people.
saying? And
yeah.
to cut us out when we're the ones that really created everything was
Yeah.
kind of weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought it was very disrespectful.
definitely.
Some people, ain't used to stuff, so that
Yeah.
instant success. So I wouldn't even say it was instant success. I mean, I guess they was feeling
Instant
themselves.
exposure.
Right,
Yeah, feeling
right.
themselves, as people would say, because to be saying, "Oh, we look good and we're
Yeah.
doing this," and then it seemed like they was isolating me and my brother about the situation, and
Oh,
we the
that's
ones
not
that brought the
cool.
situation together. So for
Yeah,
them to say something like that, I really know. I thought it was disrespectful.
Right.
very.
So have
Yeah.
you dealt with like? Well, I'm pretty sure
Oh.
you have. Just go ahead and
Yeah.
elaborate on a couple of
I've
situations.
had all kind of crazy
Yeah,
situations.
I bet.
But yeah, I know on those the music video sets, you do run into a lot of different stuff. And like I did my first one like when I was like 18.
Mm-hmm.
But the
Wow.
thing is, we were always big on safety.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a lot of cousins that also like, like to dance or they're modeling and all this stuff. So we just all went together.
Mm-hmm.
I just arranged it for us all to go to stuff together. But
Yeah, that's good.
so we could
Safety
be
in
safe.
numbers. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
And then I would just peep how, people do, like, on those sets. And I would see like how sometimes, some directors would have things organized to where people knew what roles they were playing.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have a whole bunch of girls that all want to be seen on the camera. So you got the tall girls in front of the short girls.
Nah, that's
You
not gonna
Right.
know,
work. Nah,
Right.
the
that ain't
ones
gonna
that
work.
might not even be all that, they up here all up in the camera.
Right.
Yeah, you
And then
know
you
Well,
hide
how
the
they
cute
yeah.
do.
ones,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like in the other areas. And
You
so, but the
usually want the
people,
pretty ones in the front.
hey,
Yeah,
it's
basically. Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, I seen a lot of directors that didn't have really good control over their set
Mm-hmm.
and how dangerous that could be for the project. In my
Right.
mind,
Right.
coming from a, performing arts background, I
Mm-hmm.
was like, what
Yeah.
in the world is going
Right.
on here? But that made me more so want to work on projects with directors that knew how to control their set,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not really on the artist, it's really on the director,
Right.
Because
and the
the
producer,
artists have a
right?
tendency, they be going wild.
Yeah,
They
no,
be
they
doing
gotta
any and anything.
focus.
Yeah. It's the
Yeah,
director got to like put people in place and this and that and the
Because
third.
he's
exactly.
got the vision because
Yeah.
he's behind the
Right.
camera.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Right.
it's like be strong in your vision and don't let the women entice you or something.
See,
And then all of a sudden now it's a whole different
Right.
video.
see that.
Like that's not how that's
But
supposed to
that's
go.
why, like, when we do videos, we like to have our input in it. So it basically we kind of like directing because we want it to
Yeah.
go this way too. So
Yeah.
even if the director don't have that vision that we have, we gonna instill that in him and like, dude, this is what we want.
Yeah.
This is what it should look like. This and that and the third. So a lot of times when you see our videos, we got a very lot of input to do
Well,
with it.
shit, she know
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
she
that's what I'm
put in.
saying. I
She,
mean, yeah,
she gave us a lot of
she know.
input.
I
You
know
know
she
what
know.
I'm
But
saying?
the viewers might not
Yeah.
know. So I'm elaborating to the
Because I
viewers.
mean, I
Yeah,
don't know if you know it or not, but you did because it was a lot of your ideas. Was like, yeah, that because and that's what you brought to because I know you don't want to say it, but you could just keep it real. It was kind of chaotic for a minute.
what you talking about? The
The
first one or
first
the
one,
second one?
the second one we had
Yeah,
planned
because
out.
like the second one, that was a lot of acting going on, and
Yeah.
that was a lot of his input on that. So the director he was there, but he
Yeah.
didn't have too
Yeah,
much
but that
input on it.
first one was kind of chaotic. But
I
then,
brought the
Yeah.
donuts.
yeah, that's fine. But you know what? And I don't know if you even tripped because it probably was just
Yeah.
a natural response from you. But you
Yeah.
kind of took control of the ladies
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
organized it for
You
us.
see, that goes to
Yeah.
show
Because I
Yeah.
even
It's
got
a
a picture
natural
of y'all,
thing.
all of y'all in the mirror while you coaching them to
yeah,
get.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
for
know.
real, I
Yeah.
Yeah,
still
yeah.
got those
Put that
pictures
on
on my phone.
Instagram.
Yeah,
But see, then
That's
a lot of dudes
cool.
not used to being around ladies and stuff like that. That's why they
this is
act a
true.
fool when they're around them,
Yeah.
especially if they be around pretty women. Then they really don't know how to
Yeah.
act because they really ain't used to that. So it can
Yeah.
get chaotic. So I don't know. I don't know
I
if
I
them
know
dudes
what you
is used
mean.
to pretty women. I don't know what they really used to, but
Yeah, and everybody's so different. And I know
yeah.
so many emotions happen like on the sets, and it don't matter anybody's age or anything.
Hmm.
Like when you're on the set for the music video, it's like you can have all so many different emotions going on with
Yeah, you
you.
can.
And it's helpful to have people that's got your back to make sure you
It's-
ready to do what you need to do to
Right,
deliver,
right,
to make this successful.
right.
But one thing I've always not been a fan of on set is the drinking and having weed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Weed on set or alcohol is such a bad idea. I've seen it go
Yeah.
wrong so many times, and I'd be like,
It can go
come
from
on now,
0 to a
y'all.
100
This is
real
Right,
quick.
common sense.
right,
Real
Don't do
quick.
right,
that, especially if you ain't done.
right,
Like
right.
because then you're not not gonna finish. Or that lead girl who was your girl at first,
Yeah, now she's
then
drunk.
she drunk.
She's
Yeah.
high.
She didn't
Sloppy,
fail or something. Yeah,
basically
right.
throwing up, like all kind of stuff. It just be a
Or the
But
hot
see,
dude
have you
might be
mess.
drunk,
noticed we
acting a
don't
fool.
you notice we don't do that. We might take a break,
Yeah.
and then, if y'all gonna go outside and smoke or whatever,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Just
I agree with that, and then
right.
even like um with our age, because we're a little older than the average rapper, of course. But to portray that like it was a part in the scene in the video. There's only
Yeah.
one guy showing off the alcohol. Like, we old as hell, we grown. You
Yeah.
don't need to show off the alcohol
Yeah.
as a grown man. That's something that a 25-year-old would do. Look, I'm
Yeah.
Most
smoking, I'm
likely,
drinking.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm
Look at me.
saying?
Right,
Like,
right,
I have
right,
weed. I have alcohol.
right. I
right.
mean, like, and my thing was because the song was about, and I don't know if you remember that either because it was 5 years ago, but it was about how a woman feels in the car with a dude who is a factor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How that makes her feel
Oh, that's a nice
like
way to sum it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
how that makes her.
Yeah.
So the focus was really supposed to be on y'all. That's why I kept, I don't know if you, like I said, I don't know if you remember, but
Yeah.
me and my brother, we was kind of like getting frustrated. Like, no, the focus is on the ladies for real.
Yeah.
Because I mean, of course, we're the rappers. Of course, we're
Yeah.
gonna be in it. I mean,
Yeah.
but the focus is on the ladies because it's a song that's supposed to attract women. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
And I'm
right.
just being honest, them dudes ain't really like eye candy for a woman to say, "Oh, I want to watch it
Yeah.
because of him." You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah,
and
so you
women,
got to put something in there that
right?
somebody
Because
want to look
because
at.
as a woman,
Uh-huh.
women compare themselves to other women a lot.
They do.
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
know
that's
what I'm
they
so
saying?
do.
That's
true.
just natural for most
Very
women.
competitive.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
by
that's so
by
true.
you ladies, because we did have,
Yeah.
all of you ladies came, y'all was looking
Yeah,
y'all best,
yeah.
y'all
Mhm.
did the shit.
We got the pictures on
Yeah.
our
We got,
Instagram. I know
and
I
you
do.
guys were all
Yeah.
professional, right? And everybody looked good,
Yeah.
and everybody handled their business, right? But to the viewers, and this is funny, you can ask my brother.
Yeah.
We got women that we know from the streets that
Yeah.
automatically compare themselves to y'all.
Oh,
Oh
Automatically.
yeah,
yeah. Oh,
they could
yeah,
have
of
did this.
course.
They could have
Yeah.
did that. Why we didn't ask them
But
to
we
come?
knew that was
Yeah.
gonna happen.
It's always
But you
like
know what?
I
that.
That
don't want to
makes
hear
you
that shit.
but that makes you want to watch because now the women want to cause see them girls they had in there. You know how they
Yeah.
go, they
Yep.
You could have did
Yep.
this.
Yep.
yeah.
You could have,
I
but you
know what you
didn't. So
mean.
shut the fuck up.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah, that's like a story that's always happening. That's always.
Yeah. And but
Yeah.
we knew that.
Yeah.
So
Ooh,
and that was
yeah.
part of the plan, and that's why, even after the filming, the
Yeah.
editing part, we made sure you focus on the
Yeah.
ladies. Like if you go
Yeah.
back and watch that video now, y'all
Yeah.
probably got more FaceTime than anybody. Is the
Yeah.
ladies do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Right,
got to
right,
give the
right.
public something to look at.
Yeah, for
Basically,
sure, for sure.
they
Right.
could look at the
Yeah.
rappers, the artists rather, but they want to see what's in the background. They want to see something pretty. Them dudes I don't consider pretty. So
Well, but not even that. I mean, but see the
I got jokes,
but the
man. I
thing
got
about it
jokes.
is this, right? Both men and women want to see
Uh-huh.
beauty.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. And
Women, I mean, and that's not
even though if
meaning that
women
they're
gonna be
they're
critical of another woman or
right,
whatever, but they
right,
still
Yeah.
want to look at them. They might be competitive, but they still gonna want to look.
or they might even admire them.
Yeah, they might.
They
They
might
might.
even
Yeah.
admire them.
Yeah,
Everybody don't have
that's
something
true.
bad to say.
You
Some
know,
people do have some good stuff to say about other women and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
So,
true too.
and then the
Yeah.
dudes, of course, they want to look at women.
right?
Yeah, for
And so that's
sure.
what and that's what made it to me feel like um, it was a success because I just gotta hand it to you. I don't think it would have been as thorough had I chosen somebody else. I mean, like I said, I didn't know
Yeah.
you
And we
from a
still
can of
striking on the
paint at the
first
time.
video. You talking about
Yeah.
the
But
first one?
yeah, the first one.
Oh, it'd have been
I
canned
mean,
if
the
that.
second one, I knew her. I knew I knew
They
what to
didn't have their
expect. Then, like,
input. If she
oh,
didn't
she
Yeah.
gonna
do,
come
if
do her
she didn't
shit,
do
you
what
know?
she did for the first video,
Right.
and I don't know. I don't know how it would have turned out. So again, I gotta thank you for what you did.
Yeah, no
Appreciate you,
problem.
yeah, because you made the video a whole lot better than what it could have been. Because basically, it was like everybody, like we said, we had directors and we
Yeah.
try to direct too. So for everybody's scene, they basically did what they wanted to do,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's what he chose to do.
Right.
So if we would have just put out what he chose to do, it wasn't gonna work right. So I mean, again, got to thank you for what you did. You came up with some
Yeah,
good
no
ideas,
problem.
and then you stayed longer than you were supposed to. So that is a plus.
Yeah, no problem. I'd definitely be about, like, really getting things done
Well,
successfully.
yeah.
Right.
Cause it's
Maybe we
like,
giving the people a little bit too much insight on the video, but
Yeah.
that's what really
So to
happened.
get to go
That's what really
in a
happened.
little more detail, right? So, we just want to know, what are your ultimate goals in, this industry of music, fashion, and
Yeah.
commercialism, and how would that affect personal relationships with dating or other things like
Oh,
that?
yeah,
That should
that's
make
a
it
whole
real
nother
difficult, huh?
topic. Yeah. Yeah, dating can be challenging with, this kind of work because
Hmm.
it is a lot. Like, there's a lot of things that come up that might seem simple because it's like you're used to it, but, not everybody is, and some people don't even like being on camera.
Right.
So it's like if you are dating somebody that don't like to be on camera, like you gotta get okay with that and respect them not wanting to be on camera because
Yeah.
that's their comfort,
I know a
Hmm.
lot of
you
people that
know?
don't want to be on camera. People put their
Yeah.
hand over their face when they take pictures
Yeah.
or put an emoji over there. And that don't make
Yeah,
sense to
and
me,
that
really,
just
because
messes it up.
why you gonna take the picture and you hide yourself?
Right.
What's
Yeah.
that about? You just don't got to take the picture if you want to
Yeah.
hide.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, but
That's
as
right.
far as like what you're trying to obtain though, like
Yeah.
I don't mean like them being with you out in the
Yeah.
public and not. I mean
Yeah.
like in your personal life, like
Oh,
not to
okay.
get personal, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
okay, how do guys take it that you are a model and influencer?
Oh, ooh,
That's what I
okay. Oh,
mean.
yeah, this is gonna be funny.
Uh
So
oh.
We can handle it.
so I would tell y'all because a while back, like, I had broke up with my ex that I was with for a long time, and, I was like, "Oh, wow, now everything's about online dating? So weird. I don't wanna do it,"
Hmm.
But I was like, "Wow, but this is the thing now."
Hmm.
So, I went ahead, I made a dating
Uh
profile.
oh.
I
Oh.
did, and I
Sounds
know it
dangerous.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
So
Online
I
dating is dangerous.
so I made it, and then I see somebody I know, they're like, "What are you doing on here?" And I was like, "Okay, now, what are you doing on here?"
Right.
Like, why is it a problem for me to be on here? You on here too.
Right.
What you trying to say? So, went through that or whatever,
Mhm.
and, but I stuck with it, and I realized, like, some people would think that you're a fake person.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
like a
Oh,
catfish?
Yeah.
Lord Jesus,
Yeah.
yes, a catfish,
Hmm.
I
that's
can
a
see
big
that
one. They
happening.
don't think you're for real. You are
Right.
not a real person unless you FaceTime. That's
Right.
how you get
Right.
past that and then, in person or whatever, but,
Hmm.
yeah, I definitely dealt with quite a bit of that, of being assumed to be a catfish, like, you just can't be a real person, like, nah, I
Well,
don't believe it.
well, yeah. If looking at the pictures, I can understand that. Like, is this really her? Because it's probably like out of the realm of imagination for some guys. But
Yeah.
so, have you ever like really had like a issue with your domestic partner or whoever you was dating because you were modeling? Like, were they accusing you of cheating, being loose, being a groupie? You never had to deal with none of
No,
that.
well, not that because the way my personality is, they know I
Oh,
ain't no
that's good. That's
groupie.
good. That's
Cause
good.
I'm like I'm different. I'm just me. But I've never been like that groupie type, like, around, because I done already been around people and
Hmm.
stuff, and I'm
Hmm.
used to it, and I've always respected other artists, because it's, like, just another creative by you.
Right.
That's all.
Right.
It doesn't matter the levels, they're just another creative, just another artist,
Right.
So I've always had that approach, like, when I go do stuff or working on a movie or something, and it don't matter who it is,
Hmm.
no matter, doesn't matter. So people know me, they be knowing that about me already. So
Okay.
they know I'm not a groupie. As far as like any issues, I would say the only one I've really had was just like I had one boyfriend that kind of was like uncomfortable about music videos because of, the stigmas put out there about music videos and women,
Yeah.
music video
Yeah.
girls, like her,
Yeah.
the other word.
Sometimes they get a bad
Yeah.
rap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
They think a
yeah.
lot of stuff that be happening
Yeah,
don't be happening.
but sometimes some of it do. Some of these sets be like
I don't know.
real, real wild. But
Ours
it's
don't.
like a person really they gotta know you to know how you are. And then they'll know, I ain't gotta worry about none of that
Yeah,
stuff.
Right,
I guess
right.
that's
And that's
when
where it had to
when
get
the
to.
alcohol and the weed come into play too. That can make it right. And
Yeah.
then people
Oh
be having
yeah.
designer drugs and shit like that. So
They be having all kind of stuff. It is some wild, wild stuff that be going on, but I've never been the type to stay after the shoot.
Right.
We always leave.
Before the Diddy hours, huh?
We always leave because it's like, ain't nothing but trouble after that. I ain't trying to be a
Before
part of
them
it.
Diddy hours,
Yep.
huh?
Get
Yeah.
out of there. Because
That's,
you just don't know. And
that's
I
true.
heard enough horror stories and stuff. So,
Yeah, because like even with us, right?
yeah.
Being men
Yeah.
and doing rap stuff, it's always like being accused of something. It's like, you don't think that people do these type of things like modeling, rapping,
Yeah.
yeah.
dancers, or whatever
Yeah.
without being sexually
Yeah, you
active with
don't
a
think they
person? Like,
Yeah.
professional people that they always gotta
Right.
get out and do something foul.
I
So
know.
and it's
It's
yeah, well,
unfortunate. Yeah.
hey, that's good for you that you didn't have to deal with that
Not
on
too
that scale
much.
because a lot of people, both men and women, I know they
Yeah.
do, you know,
hmm
I know.
and
Yeah.
it's crazy and it's ruined a lot of
Relationships.
relationships.
Yeah.
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 I know. I know. That is big. I mean, and I will say, like, I have also had issues when I was doing more of the heavier modeling, like some years back, and would post like the swimwear shots.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, definitely that was an issue. Like, at some times, but we got through it, because it's just really just understanding the person that you're with,
Right.
really knowing them and understanding that this is just business. It's not like, if I respond to this person, of course I gotta be nice. I
Right.
can't be mean.
hmm
Right.
You want me to keep making this money? Like I gotta say something that is keeping them interested in what I'm putting out there.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
but that don't mean I'm doing anything with them.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
It's like just
And
just
that's
what
the
we do.
whole stigma of everything is that,
Yeah. Exactly.
and then,
Yeah.
this shit that's going on now in the industry,
Oh
it ain't
yeah.
making it no better.
It's not. It's
Nah.
not
It ain't
a
making it
whole
no better. It's like,
yeah.
oh God, now everybody think that, oh, what they doing is
Yeah.
this, and are you doing some Diddy shit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
you know,
It's opened
'cause-
things up.
right? Because if they, okay, because what it is like, if you could see somebody on those levels
Yes.
being dastardly like that, then of
Yeah.
course you thinking, lower level models, dancers, rappers,
Yeah.
singers, whatever.
They could be enticed to
Yeah.
do some of that
Yeah,
shit too.
Oh,
So I
for
understand that.
sure. Yeah,
But
some of
then
them
that's how you
have.
handle yourself. If you got
Exactly, that's
morals
what
and
it
self
is.
esteem and self respect, you ain't gonna be
Exactly.
doing no shit like that.
Exactly, and that's really all
Mm,
it
mm.
is. That is
'Cause I
right
know me and him
straight up
being
all it
accused of
is.
doing all type of strange shit,
Yeah.
but everything I've been accused of haven't been true. So I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I
Maybe
hear
that would
you.
be them, what they would do if they was in my
Yeah.
position, but nah, it
Yeah.
ain't what we be doing.
For sure.
I think we be very professional with the people that we work with. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I definitely had a professional experience working with you
yeah.
guys, so it's
right,
always been a pleasure. No
hmm
right.
problems.
That's
Yeah.
the way we like to deal with
Right?
everything,
Because it's so much
Yeah.
better. Because
Yeah,
it's like,
it
why
is. It
why
is
make it
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
complicated? It
Yeah,
don't
it
have
is
to be.
actually, because then you wouldn't have wanted to come back a second time or even appear
Right?
today had we been on some bullshit on the initial time we
Right.
met
Absolutely.
you.
Yeah.
Right.
You
That'd be
know,
the thing about it. Yes.
right? And so, and
Yes.
that's what made it to me ultra professional.
Yeah.
Y'all stated a price.
Yeah.
We stated a service we needed.
Yep.
You were paid. You did the service. Hey, we keep in contact if we need each other to do something, and
Yep.
that's how a business relationship is formed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
Yep.
and it's
Yep.
never been anything outside of that, which is
Yeah.
is wonderful that
Right.
us as black people
Right.
we can network like that,
Yeah.
and without the bickering, without
No
the
bad vibes,
Yeah.
none of
right,
that shit.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
the
right,
best. Yes.
you know,
That's a big one. It's important.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so like especially with women, like beautiful women or whatnot,
Yeah.
it's dangerous
It
dealing with some of
is.
these dudes.
That's
Yeah,
So
real.
yeah.
That's
how
real.
what precautions do you take to even avoid that type of stuff? I mean,
Well,
outside you already explained that you travel with numerous
yeah.
relatives or whatnot. But what other things do you do just to make sure that you're safe coming and going?
You could bring bear mace.
um, well, I mean, aside from bringing people, I don't know. I feel like I just let people know. Like, honestly, a lot of people seem to if they don't know me, they might not think I may be friendly.
Mhm.
So I think that's helped
Huh?
some. Yeah.
Yeah, they probably,
Yeah.
afraid
I've
to
had
approach
some
you,
people
afraid to
think I
talk to
wasn't
you by
very
the way you look.
nice. Yeah, they
Yeah,
wouldn't,
that's
for whatever
understandable.
reason or whatever. But I've had people like, tell me later when they get to know me,
Uh-huh.
they like, oh, you hella cool. I would have
Yeah.
never guessed that you was cool. I thought you was gonna be like this, that, that. I'm
No, but
like,
you were
no, you
always
gotta
bubbly
get
to
to
me.
know
Like, yeah.
people. Yeah, don't judge so fast. So I think sometimes when I'm coming in to handle business, it already gives an air. There's something that I give off already that's like,
You know what it is.
don't
Stop
play.
playing.
Yeah.
Stop playing.
Just like I'm here for
It's how
business.
you
That's
look.
it.
You just keep it real. We accept. I mean, we we respect the modesty, but we all
Yeah.
know what it is.
Yeah, but
But
I think like I don't know. I feel like I give off some kind of energy that lets them know that I'm not like super loose and all of that. Like I'm really not the
it's
one.
one word, Quania.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, the
Professionalism.
way you
Yeah,
carry
yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
one word. It's
Yep.
just one
Yeah.
word. Because like
Yeah.
I said, you professional. Like because you notice, a lot of them dudes in the first video, they was even scared to even speak to you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That be
Because yeah,
happening.
you didn't come in there like like walking around trying to overly switch or expose yourself, and but a lot of
Yeah.
women do that.
Yeah, no, I know.
You
I
wasn't
know.
twerking and
I
nothing like
know.
Yeah,
that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nah, I
and
don't be doing none of that stuff.
everything was no, everything was classy. Like, and I won't y'all, we ain't saying this to promote our video. Yes, I am.
Oh yeah.
But but you guys, y'all go check the video.
It's
How
on the
you see,
channel.
yeah, it's
It's
two
on the
videos.
channel. Yeah.
She's in two videos on our channel. One is Pull Up. That's the first one we did in 2020. Second one is Ride for Me, where she's really doing some acting in
Yeah.
there as well. She's not dancing in this one. She's doing a lot of acting. So you
Mm-hmm.
guys need to go watch it. There's a 10-minute video, which is a short movie, and we also have the regular 3-minute and 40-something second version.
Yeah.
But yeah, you did,
Yeah.
and that's that's why when I told him we gotta get on. I was like, yeah, because what we trying to do is like show younger women younger than yourself, or maybe
Yeah.
even your age, or maybe even
Yeah.
older, whatever.
No, I
Whoever
hear
can learn
you.
from it and pick up some wisdom from it is
Yeah.
that they can conduct themselves such as you do
Oh, for
and be
sure.
successful.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And I'm big on that. I always leave like an open door type of policy. So a
Mhm.
lot of people reach out to me all the time to ask me like different things. They have safety questions, they have business questions. Like
Mhm.
all of it is about the industry in some form.
Right.
But they hit me up all the time. Even parents.
Mhm.
Parents want to know about stuff for the kids. Like they always hit me up.
Mhm.
And I like to leave it open like that because I've seen too much go wrong,
Right.
from people just
Yeah.
not having the information they don't know.
Right.
And so
Right.
they're easily like tricked because they don't know the
Right.
information, that they need to.
Mhm.
So that's always important to me.
You ever
So,
thought about like getting a mentorship or something?
Yeah.
um,
Cause no,
no,
for real, with your knowledge and wisdom, and like I
I
said, of
know
course,
it's important.
yeah,
Each
it
one
It
is.
teach
is.
one.
Yes.
Cause right now, right, don't get me wrong, Meech, and we like it because we laugh at it, but the
Right.
way rap women are portrayed in rap music right now, don't get me
Yeah,
wrong,
I know.
I'm not knocking
Yeah, because they
Glorilla.
are
I know
eating.
what you
They
mean
I
got the
do
though
numbers
like
up.
the
already.
music though,
Me
don't get me
too. Me
wrong,
too.
Yeah,
Me
the
too.
numbers is up.
but
Yeah.
but it's leaking and spilling over to younger kids.
Yeah, that's the
Mm-hmm.
problem.
That's the
Yeah, I
problem. We as
know.
adults,
Yeah.
we can listen to it and just
Yeah.
that's it. Hey,
Right.
we like the beat and yeah, oh man, you heard what
Yeah.
she said, and
Right.
but
It's gravitating to the
Right.
6 to 10 year olds and stuff.
right,
Yeah, I know. And you don't want to
right,
hear
They
them
mind
singing
is
these
not developed
songs
enough to
or
understand
twerking.
what they
right.
Like,
saying and what they
definitely not.
doing, and
And
they
they need to,
repeating it.
Yeah.
and then I think that
Uh-uh.
young ladies, little girls, young ladies need to see more women like yourself as well that like okay, I can be pretty, I can be presentable, but I'm gonna stay professional. And even though I may work harder than the women out there who take the shortcuts, and we know what those shortcuts are,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
um, I'm still gonna get to the same path.
Right.
And,
Right.
and I'll have longevity in
Yeah.
that path because of the way I went about it.
Right, exactly. And yeah, no, I 100% feel you. And that's what I do with my platform
Hmm.
on Instagram and
Hmm.
Facebook and all that. It's like I want to show that classier side,
Right,
and
Okay.
like that luxury, like, all of
right.
that soft life stuff. just showing that you can have this too. You can do this too. Like you can go to the opera. It's okay.
Right.
You know, you don't have to just go to the club. You can go do something else. Go to the ballet. Go see a play.
Go
Like,
to the symphony hall.
Yeah.
Right.
exactly. And
Right.
I it's so important to me to just open that up too and
Right.
show like, those coming up or even if they're older, it don't even matter the age at all. It's just
No, you're right.
that this is something else you can do. You don't have
Right.
to do the same old stuff.
Right.
You know.
And that's what I mean. Like, yeah, you should. I think that'll be a good avenue for
Yeah.
you too.
Well,
You
thank
know,
you.
because then your credentials, because
Yeah.
excuse me, because with our people, especially the young people,
Yeah.
you got to do more than tell them. You
Right.
got to show them.
Yeah, you gotta show by
So
Exactly.
example,
right.
especially the young ones.
Yeah.
So
We
if
call
they're
putting it out a
looking at
demo.
your field of work, your body of work rather,
Yeah.
they can be like, oh, she was on this, she was involved in that, she did this, she did that.
Yeah.
Now you proving what you're
Right.
saying.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm
Right.
saying? Instead of
Yeah.
just saying, look, y'all need to do this and you can't do this because this and this and this.
Yeah.
Okay, it goes in one ear and out the other because
Exactly.
where are the results of me being able to obtain what you're saying if
Right.
you can't prove it?
Right.
You can
Right.
prove
Yeah,
that.
put out a demo.
Yeah, for
Something they can
sure.
see.
Yes, that's so true. Definitely.
Okay,
'Cause-
so do you got anything new coming out right now? Something we should be looking out for since we talking about putting out demos?
Well, I do have I have the article with New York Weekly where I'm
Sounds
featured.
big.
Yeah, as one
Yeah,
of
New York
the
Weekly.
yeah, one of the 30 disruptors, female disruptors like making a difference in society. So
Okay.
I'm on that. And if you follow at Quania Love Jones on Instagram,
Oh, we're
you'll
gonna get
see
that up there.
that.
We'll get that up there for you.
Yeah, you'll
Most
see
definitely.
that. Because it'll be like one of my more recent posts, and then it'll be under media in my highlights. So you can check out the article.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I saw that. And I was
Yeah,
like,
I
oh,
did
Yeah.
wow,
too.
okay.
I did. I
Yeah,
saw
because
it.
Yeah.
that's big,
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
major magazine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it helps to be recognized. It feel good for any
Yeah.
of us, to be recognized
Right.
for what you're doing.
Exactly. Especially if you're doing it in a positive manner.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Exactly.
That's
That's so
the whole
true.
thing
Because people
about it.
getting
Yeah.
recognized for doing so much with what I would consider negativity,
Yes.
doing something positive, that's a plus. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And you got to salute and respect that, because like I say, you're a little younger than us, but the shit that we've been through,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
chasing negativity to fast track our way to wherever we went, it really didn't work.
Yeah.
It works for certain people, but the people that it worked for, as what's being exposed right now, even
Yeah.
within the industry, are the real snakes and cutthroat people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and then of course it all comes to an abrupt end sooner or later.
Yeah, for sure.
But it works for them, and this is what the public sees is they don't
Yeah.
see that, what a person may have done. Like
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
if per se you
Uh-huh.
were envious of another woman who maybe had or you thought had
Yeah.
more going for you, right?
Uh-huh.
Now the path that you taken is wholesome. You don't know what she did.
Yeah, that's
That's what I
true.
say. You
That's
don't know what
real.
somebody did to obtain what they got.
Yeah,
You know
because
what I'm saying?
there's a lot
Eh,
going on right now on social media. I don't
Right.
know if y'all familiar about the Dubai and these porta potties and something.
Huh?
Nah,
What? What's going on
Yeah,
with that?
there's some wild stuff going on. I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah, because
a little too
Dubai,
gross to
you ain't supposed to be doing
say.
certain
No,
things and
you
dressing
can
a
say it
certain
on
way.
here.
But
No, you can
I just
They be doing
learned.
something strange for a little bit of
tell us.
change.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
tell
just
us. Don't
learned about it
And
because
yeah, the porta potties seem like the only place they could probably get down because Dubai they be tripping over how you dressed and everything.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
yeah.
You're
So
right.
so
You're
what
right.
what is going on in the park?
They
I
doing
want to
something
know.
strange for a little bit of
Well,
change.
yeah, and it has to do with when you use the restroom. That's as far as I'm gonna go there. Yeah,
Let
it's
your
really
imagination
bad.
wander.
It's really,
Whoa, whoa,
really
whoa, whoa, whoa. So
bad.
that it's like
Basically, they probably getting down in the restrooms.
no,
No,
No?
it must be
no,
Oh,
fecal freaks or
Yeah,
something.
what?
yeah,
Worse.
and they're
That's
getting
gross.
paid a
But no, I
lot of
heard, but
money
Yeah.
yes.
to.
But
That's
I didn't hear
touching on
about
what you
that though. But I
said.
know a
Oh
couple of
no,
people from that part of the
It's
world.
really
No, for real. No,
terrible.
that's
listen. I
It's
terrible.
know
really
people from that part of the
terrible.
So
world,
they
right?
playing with
That,
poop.
no, the women
God.
getting
Yeah,
crapped on.
That's playing with
Am
poop.
I,
That's
Yeah,
that's what you're talking
yeah,
about, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they paying them like shit, like probably 20, 30, 40,000 to do it.
Yeah,
in
some of them
Dubai.
even
That's
100,
Yes.
strange. I
hundred and
thought
fifty
Dubai was
Yeah.
so
thousand.
Damn, that much?
sanctified
Yeah,
Yeah.
some
and
people,
so
some
strict.
people.
I thought
Not
Dubai was,
everybody.
they had all these type of rules and shit like that.
Well,
I know,
I'm
that's
gonna
what
tell
I
you like
thought.
this, right? In the world
Oh my God.
outside of America,
Yeah.
to how should I say it, to embarrass or humiliate an American woman sexually is a big thing.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
something
yeah,
strange for a
yeah.
little bit of change right there.
You
Oh,
know, because
very,
right,
very good Lord.
because I'm gonna expose something
Whew.
to y'all. Well, you already know, but I'm gonna expose something to you and the viewers.
Okay.
Um, when I was a little younger, I was in the streets, so I
Yeah.
tried everything: selling
Yeah.
drugs, gang banging, pimping, all of that,
I
right?
knew you was
Yeah.
gonna say
And
that.
which I didn't really like pimping because it's kind of that's to me,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I
it's a
understand.
little grimy.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
got you
yeah.
got to really be a grimy
Yeah,
dude,
for
and
real.
I'm a little too rough to be a
Your
pimp.
morals got to be kind of
Right.
low.
But
to be a pimp,
Yeah.
but one thing about it was
Oh,
I noticed that a lot of tourists,
uh-huh.
their whole thing
Yeah.
was to get a blonde haired, blue eyed white woman
Oh,
because they
wow.
felt like they were sticking it to America.
Wow.
you talking about on prostitution?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's intense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because that's the
What?
American,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
ideal American woman.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right,
It just
right.
well, not to us, of
Yeah,
course,
Yeah,
right.
but
yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean.
Outsiders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
they would feel like they're taking a bite out of America
Oof.
by sexually humiliating a blonde haired, blue eyed white woman.
Wow.
Which it really don't affect us really.
That's
So
Yeah.
intense. That's so intense,
And and,
though.
and so
Wow.
yeah, and so of course it might the spectrum might have been brought into any kind of American woman now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Who knows? But yeah, I heard I didn't know
Yeah.
about the porta potties though, because I didn't know it was
nah, I
on
didn't know
I
nothing
didn't know
about
about the
that. I
Dubai.
was
Me
today years
either
old when I heard
before.
about that.
I just recently found out
Right.
because
That's
something really
gross.
serious had
Mhm.
happened to this girl. She's an OnlyFans model and it popped up on my iPhone
Mhm.
and it just sounds so brutal. I had never seen anything like that because it said her spine was broken and her limbs.
Damn. For
I
real?
was like, what on earth is this? Let me read it. And I read it and yeah, she was left like that, bloodied on the side of the road in Dubai.
Mhm.
And the story wasn't really making sense. It seemed like her mom must have she read through the lines. She was like, but she had to get 4 surgeries. She's
Damn.
alive, but she can't even speak. It's
Yeah.
so
It's
sad.
terrible.
And so I just started, following the story. And that's how I found out about the porta potties. And I was like, what the
No, I didn't
hell?
know nothing
Yeah.
Because you
about
hear
that.
about a lot of weird stuff,
Mhm.
but that's extreme.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's
It is.
extreme.
And the
That's
way
nasty.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
no, for sure.
yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, and then
If
these is people that won't even wipe their butt with their right hand.
wow.
That's an Islamic thing.
Really?
Yes,
I
Interesting.
didn't know that either.
Interesting.
yeah, that's where the whole
Oh,
shake your
wow.
right hand come
Uh-huh.
from because they wipe
Wow.
their ass with their left hand.
That's oh my gosh.
No,
Well, the
seriously.
I mean, it's just funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why you know, like certain people, like how you might have a soda in your right hand and say, "Hey, what's up?" And you stick just an
But
open hand out,
they
right?
might do other stuff with their left hand.
They might.
So you gonna shake that one?
No, you don't shake the left hand. You shake the right hand
Because they wipe their butt with it? Or
with the
they don't?
left.
But they might do other stuff.
With the right hand, you mean?
Yeah, with the right
Oh
hand.
I don't know,
god.
but yeah, but damn, that's
It
crazy.
is. It's our
Okay,
world.
I
It's
get it
something
now. So
else.
I don't even want to talk about it no more, but I get it. I
Oh
But
get it.
yeah, but
god.
but back to what we said, because we done got derailed. But it's like you know, we got to get back to some type of wholesomeness, because
I agree.
especially our young black I ain't gonna even just say black, our
Yeah.
inner
For some
city women,
kids.
our urban women,
Yeah. Yeah.
the kids,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's going south fast.
It is.
They
I
growing up
know.
too fast to
They
me.
are.
They is,
That's
you know.
true.
And I gotta think social media, we could blame social media for that because
Yeah.
kids 6 years old got cell phones, they go on social media, they can see and watch
Yep.
whatever they want to do, whatever they
Yep.
want to watch, rather they imitate whatever they want to do. And
Yeah.
it's basically out of control. And then
It
their minds is
is.
not developed enough for them to even know right from wrong, but
Right.
Right.
that's up to the
Right.
Right.
parents or whoever is raising them to
Right.
stop them from doing that. But
Right.
they
Yeah.
not, and it's getting bad.
That's real. Yeah.
It's
No,
getting
I feel
worse,
you.
rather.
It is.
So yeah,
It
so
is.
Yeah, so you need to get you a young ladies group.
Yeah, mentor the
And
young.
mentor
Yeah.
some of these
Yeah,
young
talk to 'em.
ladies.
Yeah.
Let them know, look, hey, man, I made it, on my business acumen.
Yeah.
My looks, of course, because you look without the looks, you ain't getting too many gigs. Let's just face it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, no,
Hey.
I'm just being honest, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
Yeah, I hear
yeah.
you, bro. I hear
you
you.
know,
That's pretty
so
much.
but
But see, some people that ain't as I don't know how to say it, but they got bodies basically. They don't
Yeah,
yeah.
have the
yeah.
But that's
face.
a look
Yeah.
too, though.
Yeah,
Mm,
That's a
yeah,
look
yeah,
too. It ain't
yeah.
only the face,
okay.
but
And then some
Yeah.
people got the face, don't got the body. Some
right.
people
Some
got
people
Yeah,
got
the
both,
yeah,
entire
right.
yeah,
package.
Right.
I ain't trying to insult nobody too much.
Yeah,
yeah.
but what I'm saying is that you didn't make it alone on that. Of course, that was the main attraction. Cause yeah, we
Yeah.
all attracted to what we see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
that's,
yeah.
but the fact that you have not been dragged up and down through the mud trying to make it in this business.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
And that's what these young ladies coming up nowadays need to know, that they
Right.
don't have to experience that type of shit just to make it. I mean, you're
Yeah.
gonna get these offers, you're gonna get these
Oh, yeah.
demands, but that
Yeah,
don't mean you have to
absolutely.
do it.
No, you
Right,
don't.
right,
You
right.
don't. You don't.
Exactly. Yeah, because you don't. You
Mm.
can say no.
Yeah,
The
Mhm.
road is harder, but it's more worth it. At least you can look at yourself in the mirror, and feel good about who you are
right,
and know that you didn't just sell your soul just to be in a music video or a movie or,
right,
like,
right.
yeah. So that's important to me,
Yeah, and
for
yeah,
sure.
and that's the whole message we trying to relay today is
Yeah.
have you chronicle, the ups and downs and the
Yeah,
struggles and
for
everything that you
sure.
went through to get where you're getting and still got places to go. You
Yes,
still got places to
yes, the
go.
journey continues.
Right. So
Yeah.
speaking of that, let the viewers know how they can reach you if they need to, or if they need to book you, they need some
Yeah.
wisdom or whatever.
Well, you can
Anything.
hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram is at Quania Love Jones. And yeah, just hit me up, DM me. Yeah, my email's on there as well. So you can definitely shoot me an email. But yeah, this was great
All
today.
right, thank you.
Yeah.
So this is another podcast finished with the Davis brothers, Darrence,
Demetrius.
and the beautiful Quania Love Jones.
Yeah.
Thank everybody. I want to thank the viewers. Once again, we want to thank y'all for y'all support. And you know what? We're getting a lot of views. We appreciate that. We're getting the subscribers. But y'all got to smash that like button
Yeah.
for us,
Like and
man.
subscribe.
Yeah, like and
Yes.
subscribe. Pass it on, man. Share it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Share the wealth, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know the saying, man. You know what I'm saying? you know, kick in, we'll kick back. You know what I'm saying? We'll give back. You know what I'm saying? So,
Absolutely.
so yeah, once again, man, it's another one, man. Point Makers Podcast. We out of here. Love y'all. Be safe.